Hello, everyone. My name is Micah, and I will be teaching you. But first, before we go on, let me just say a few things about myself. I currently work as a technical program manager at InterSwitch Group. InterSwitch is a fintech organization, first fintech, in fact. First fintech unicorn in Africa, actually. Yeah. So prior to now, I've worked across the fintech, edtech, aviation, and telecommunications industries, and I'm still a learner. All right, I'm still very much young in my career. I'm still learning a lot. I'm still figuring out a lot. There's still a lot of gaps. That's how I like to introduce myself. I could tell you some of the wonderful projects, especially when I was working in ed tech, education technology and development sectors, quite interesting projects that I have been opportunity to manage, some by foreign donors, foreign governments and all of that, training young people, digital skills, people that are underrepresented, um, people from underrepresented. I think that should explain it. But I've been able to do that, and I'm bringing all of this knowledge, all of this experience together into this course, and it's going to be a lot, right? It's going to be a lot, but it's going to be fun, right? Quick caveat: I made all my slides using AI. All right, AI is there, so why do I need to sit down and create slides? What I just did was I built the course curriculum, structured it the way I wanted the flow to be, right? Then I gave a slide by slide breakdown, even that I did some checking in with AI and all of that. So here we are. So you're going to see this made with Gamma everywhere. So I used Gamma AI. I think it's something for you to check in. And I hope that you learn a lot. My philosophy is very simple. Keep learning and learning. Um, I also believe that when you learn to a certain point, you need to practice, all right? You need to work, okay? Don't get yourself into the cycle of learn project management, yeah, learn it tomorrow, or because in the tech industry, you really would have you really would hear a lot of buzzwords. So cybersecurity is the thing reigning now. Project managers are the ones making the money. Digital marketers are doing this, you're hearing data science. Okay. So what I'd encourage you, especially with the structure of the SDST program, is you need to zero in and sit down, focus. Okay. It would really help you if you pick one or two of these skills that you'll be learning and actually focus, drill down on it, become good at them, right? Do your practices. We have a lot of tasks, a lot of assignments in the tech industry. Of course, you most likely have things like portfolio, e-portfolio. Really, what they are saying is that we want to see what you can do beyond the English that you can speak. Okay, if you want to know more about what I've done in the past, you can just check it out. My name is Micah Timley Akpabieko. My first name is Timley. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, my name is Micah. So we're going to learn a lot. So I think I was talking about my philosophy. I believe in learning. I believe in practicing what you've learned. I believe in doing things afraid, and I believe that uh, you can only learn as much. You can only do as much. There is the grace components. Okay, you need to. I wouldn't call it luck, but I'll say that work, learn, work, grace. Okay, so yeah, that's the flow. Maybe if we have in an interactive session, I could share more on that and how it has been my guiding light. Okay, so without further ado, let's learn quite a lot and become project managers. So let's go. All right. Okay, so let's go back to my slide where I get to talk about project management. Now, are you ready? Okay, I almost had a technical issue there. But yeah, here we are. So let's go. Digital project management. So you can look at management from different points of view. I can imagine that some of you've heard about project management in the past. Some of you have even heard product management, Now you're hearing digital project management. What does that even mean, right? You can also call it IT project management, so information technology project management. So in terms of IT, I think in schools they call it information and communications technology. Pretty much the same things, depending on how you're looking at it. If you do you understand what I'm saying? So the goal will be to take you from zero to job ready. So I'm going to assume that everyone listening to me does not really know what project management is, but I think you do. And I'm going to try to prove it to you, especially in the first set of topics that you already practice project management. You may not know it, and that's what I'm going to try to show you. So let's get into it. So first, at the end of this program, you would be thinking like a project manager. You'd approach everything thinking like a project manager. Secondly, you are going to understand IT projects. Thirdly, you're going to communicate confidently. Fourthly, lastly, pardon me, you saw my profile, right? You saw the agbada I was wearing. If you know Yoruba, agbada is just that big garments thing I was wearing. I'm a traditional man. Don't mind me, I'm modern, but yeah, I like the culture. Yeah. So lastly, handle real world scenarios. So you're able to let everybody know I'm a project manager and this is how I'm gonna approach this. Do you see? So how do you do that? You need tools, right? And those tools are things I'm gonna be giving to you. So before we move further, what does a project mean to you? I know that you're watching this on your own, asynchronously. So I want you to think about it. What does a project mean? Don't Google it, don't AI it. Just think about it. Should I count one, two, three? So, yeah, what does a project mean? If you want to write it down, write it down. If you want to make a mental note, actually make a mental note, okay? Make a mental note. So, what is a project, right? According to Project Management Institute is the global body for project managers. It's the Global Institute for Project Management. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm a third person, so you'd see me even doubting, saying maybe not doubting, but trying to rephrase some of the things I say a lot of times because I'm not using a script, okay? I'm just teaching. Um, I was saying PMI is a global institute for project management globally. I was saying that because um yes, you've heard people say that maybe Michael Timmerlake in PMP, right? Michael Timmerlake in PGMP, that's program management professional. You see, you heard people have things like that. Do you see? PMI is the organization that awards those certifications. So they have something called PMBOK, that's Project Management Body of Knowledge. It gets released every year. But in the UK, there is an organization that awards Prince 2. So that's why I wanted to say it's not entirely global, but PMI I believe is larger than Prince 2. PMP is larger, more known globally than Prince 2. So PMI is a safe organization to follow. And they define projects as a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. It has a definite beginning and an end. So when you think about it, now once you think about it, there are some things on the screen: fintech app launch, wedding planning, official location. For some of you, it's birthday planning. You planned a birthday, you planned a bridal shower, you planned going to school, you planned what did you plan? Think about it. You planned what now? A proposal, you planned a wedding, you planned to buy a house, you plan to rent an apartment, you plan to go to church, you plan to go to mosque, you plan to do something, right? Those are projects. So the goal is uh, at the end of the project is a temporary endeavor. It's not a continuous endeavor, and that's very important. So temporary is important. Undertaking is important. To create is important. A unique product is important. Unique product or service or result is important. Then the final part, talking about the timing, is important. And you're going to see why in the course of the program. Okay, so all of these are projects. So anything that you do that has a start and an end, and at the end of that project or set of tasks, you have something unique. It is a project. Okay, so let's move forward. Projects versus operations, right? A project pretty much is, so this is pretty much right. I'm going to try to explain the difference between project and operations. So a project, like I said before, has a defined start and end date, creates unique product or service, introduce change and innovation, while operations are ongoing, repetitive. It maintains the business or system. It ensures that things continue, right? Ensures daily functions run smoothly. So think about it like this: a project is not good and operations is not bad. Don't think about it like that. Just think about it like that. It is a good way for you to understand the work. Okay. So think about a phone, a mobile phone. The process of creating the mobile phone, right, to building the device, okay, is a project, right? But the process of pushing updates to the phone. That's from, let's say you use an Apple device, from Apple to your iPhone, or from Samsung to your Samsung device, or from Transsion Holdings to your Techno or itel and so on devices. Right. I hope I didn't get that wrong. Transsion, yeah, Transsion Holdings. That is operations. Do you see that? So projects, operations, very different. It's important that you take note of that, okay? And as I talk on these things, I want you to really think about the projects that you currently do and the projects that you currently do and the, how do I put this now? Mm, the operations that you currently do in your life. So I want to check something, and I can imagine. I'm not sure my video was showing earlier, but yeah, just in case. So let me get back to what I was showing now. I hope it was showing, but I hope I just hope so. Okay, so let's get back to this. Now, real life example, imagine you join a vibrant new startup. Startup is pretty much a new company or a startup organization, startup something. And the CEO says, build me an app. Okay. Uh, a project manager will think, okay, I've heard you, but what is an app here? What does an app mean? What is the app? What is the app about? When do you want us to build it? What is the budget? What is the scope? Scope is what is entailed. So remember I mentioned the details of the task earlier. Okay. So think about it. Is this a project here? Definitely not. Okay. So let's move on. Why tech projects are different. So this is why we need to have a real conversation about different projects, because even a project management institute, right? Project management institute is an organization that I really follow. Very brilliant minds running the organization, I must tell you. In the list of certifications, there are different certifications. There are generic ones like PMP, very popular, and is a stamp on your accreditation that you are a great PM. Okay. But there are also certifications for project management areas like construction. Do you see? So in the construction industry, your project management experience in IT may not necessarily help you. Do you see? You have an idea. The project management system and structure is pretty much the same across the board, but there are contexts per industry. Okay. Tech projects, for example, you most likely cannot see code. Like I told you, a project on building an iPhone, building a mobile app, or building, give me an example. Think about the example. Of course you can hear me. It's recorded. So, just think about any of these digital products that you have, right? They are projects. Do you see? You can't see the code. Do you get it? So, but most times your projects are things that are flying in documents, flying through GitHub. GitHub is a repository where code is stored, code as in programming. how do I explain that now? Programming language, yeah. So when you write programming language, so you just call that code, yeah. So that's so GitHub flying in documents. You can't hold it sometimes and say this is my product. Of course, for digital projects, there's some digital projects like digital is not a phone. When you think about it, digital is more mobile application. So you can't see code in construction, for example. You can see the block as the architect is designing. You are seeing the design. When the builder comes to the workmen, when they come to lay the block, you see that. Or when they come to do the carpentry, you see all of that. So it's different here. In tech projects, competition moves quickly and the requirements change fast. You need to be really fast. Imagine that you had a startup that used to a startup whose focus is on helping people to break down assignments, or you're building a very beautiful product. I mean, think about it, you're building a really beautiful product. You say this product is going to help every student learn. It's going to help them learn how to summarize large PDF documents, those materials that they don't want to study. It's going to help them, right? You think about that, right? You are still building it. You're saying, oh, okay, in 6 months, I'm going to try. Then you wake up one morning on Twitter and you see that Google has launched Notebook LLM. That's your entire startup launched as one of the features of Google's product. And guess what? They launched it for free. Do you see? So requirements really change fast. So if you have an idea today, build it, okay? Especially in the days of AI, if you have an idea and you want to build it, come and meet me. I'll give you free tips. You make me share that, by the way. So that is that, okay? I'm sure there's some other things you see on my slide that I'm most likely not mention, but yeah, I hope you get the point. So now in project, there's a triangle. Yeah, there's a triangle. I know this is showing a different thing, like I think these are called eccentric circles, right? Is it eccentric or concentric circles? I don't know. So this is what it means pretty much. For every project, there is something that you need to understand. See, these are very fundamental things that you really need to understand. There's a time component, there's a quality component, there is a scope component. Sorry, there's a time, there is cost, there is scope. Okay, please overlook the quality that you see there. There is time. So look at it like a triangle. Okay, a triangle, right? And then on this triangle, there is time, scope on the right here. Then the other part is what? Cost. So this is the standard everywhere. And what it means is that, remember a triangle, a normal triangle would usually have equal lengths on three sides. So triangle, triangle. So left, right, and the base equal. You see, I think it's called acute triangle. I don't think so. I think I missed that, but yeah. So three lines that makes a triangle. So what that means is, if the scope changes, the time changes and the cost changes. So think about it that you've been asked to build a product that can do, or let me use a wedding plan, right? I know a lot of you be excited about wedding plan. I'm recording this on Valentine's Day, by the way, so happy Valentine's Day to all the people that celebrate. So think about it that you've been asked to do a wedding plan, right? And what that means is a wedding plan. I mean, you've been asked to do a wedding plan. Sorry that I repeated myself. Now, the plan that you were given by the bride and groom as a project manager that you are is, I want 50 guests. I want it done in a garden. All right. Yeah, I want it done in a garden. I want photography and videography where I have drones, I have is a very good photographer. I have all of that. Do you see? Holding in Lagos, Nigeria. Do you see? Um, that's understandable, right? So then about 2 weeks to the wedding, the bride comes to meet you with all due respect. Usually this comes from the bride. Pardon me, guys. So, or I mean the bride's family or the groom's family comes to say that, hey guys, there are some very important people from my village that needs to be in this wedding. If they're not in this wedding will not hold. You know what that means for your project, right? It means that your scope has increased. So they now say we need to add just additional 10 people. Just what? 10 people. If we add these 10 people, we are good. Do you see? If we add these 10 people, we are just good and perfect. Once we add these 10 people, don't give us any other person again, okay? Just 10 people and we are good. Now, what that means is, I mean, as project manager, you say, oh, sure, no problem, because at the end of the day, you're trying to please your customer, all right? So you say, okay, oh, no problem. What else do you want? They say, oh, okay, yes, in addition, we want some kind of chairs, we don't want the regular chairs, right? We want chairs that when the guests sit on it, they can turn around, very interesting wedding, right? So when the groom or the bride or both of them are walking in, the guests can easily move their chairs instead of stressing their neck. Have you been in weddings? So I'm just thinking that'd be a nice idea, right? So they give you that requirements. You see, those things are called requirements, project requirements. Then you say, okay, any other thing. Then they say, oh, we have some family members that may not be able to come, and we don't want to add the additional 10. So we want to be able to live stream on YouTube and Zoom and Instagram to them, right? And we want Bella Nigeria to carry it. We want Weddings in Africa to carry it. Carry as in follow the event, talk about it. So this is additional scope. Now, somebody's already thinking, that means I need to pay more, right? That's a project manager. It means that, okay, we need to get additional vendors on board. We need to get additional chairs. We need to even communicate with the rental vendor, the person originally bringing the chair. Oh, the kind of chairs that we agreed before, we can't use that kind of chair again. So give us this kind of chair and give us the invoice. Do you see? So I just said all that to explain to you that scope affects time. Time affects cost. Do you see? We're still working with a triangle. All right. Now, remember that most likely you've had like 3 months to plan all of that. The distance. I mean, and the wedding is happening in 2 weeks, like we said before. So think about. I'm trying to let you see how these things work, because if you understand this, a lot of things would really make sense to you. This concept still works for me today. I learned it maybe some 8 years ago, right? So the time for you to do all of these things has been drastically shortened, So now you need to maybe charge them for inconvenience allowance. That's because you need to get someone additional on your team to help make room. I mean, to help you move some other things, that you may not be able to move because of the time. So that's time and cost. Now, in more recent times, there was a fourth leg that is coming into the project management quadrant. It's now becoming a quadrant. Then the fourth leg is quality, right? And in some cases, people put the fourth quadrant as people, because all this wedding plan that I gave you, people, 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 people. So sometimes you will see people, sometimes you see quality. Okay, quality, very easy to understand. That the requirements that have been given, you have the scope, you have the time. Let's say they agree to the cost. Now the quality is how I'm going to measure, because if you charge us all this money, if you tell us all these things and you don't give us the quality that we want, we're going to have problems, right? And if you don't manage the people well, we're going to have problems. we'll not have problems. Okay. So I hope you've learned quite a lot. This is very important for us as we set the base. Okay. So yeah, your boss approach. So I think I've spoken to this, all right? I've spoken to this, right? So look at this. You don't want a burnt out thing. So you're going to most likely get someone, okay? You most likely get someone additional so that the work doesn't affect. Okay, so I think right. Okay, yeah. So I think we're done with this, and in the next video, we're going to move a bit further. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I hope and I know that you have learned quite a number of things. So ruminate on that while we move to the next set of lessons. Thank you. See you.